Welcome back to Born to Win Legend, the channel where we bring you the life stories of individuals who have changed the world through resilience, controversy, power, and purpose. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we tell you the real stories of leaders who shaped history in their own way. Today, we take you through the rise of one of Brazil's most controversial and prominent political figures, Jair Bolsonaro. From a humble military background to the presidency of one of the world's largest democracies, this is the life story of Jair Bolsonaro. Jair Messias Bolsonaro was born on March 21, 1955, in the town of Glicério, in the state of São Paulo, Brazil. He was one of 6 children raised in a working-class family. His father, Percy Geraldo Bolsonaro, was of Italian descent, and his mother, Olinda Bonturi Bolsonaro, played a central role in his upbringing. Growing up in a modest household in the Brazilian countryside, Bolsonaro's values were deeply shaped by discipline, national pride, and a strong sense of authority. In 1973, Bolsonaro joined the Agulhas Negras Military Academy, the leading military institution in Brazil, and officially began his career in the armed forces. Over the next decade, he rose through the ranks, serving as an artillery officer and gaining a reputation for being bold, outspoken, and fiercely patriotic. However, it was during his military years that Bolsonaro first entered the national spotlight. In 1986, he authored an article for a Brazilian magazine complaining about low military salaries. The article caused a stir and led to his temporary detention. Yet, it made him a symbol among some military circles for standing up against the establishment. His courage to speak out resonated with many, and his political ambitions began to take shape by 1988. Bolsonaro left the army with the rank of captain and entered politics. He was elected as a city councillor in Rio de Janeiro, and just 2 years later won a seat in Brazil's Chamber of Deputies, the lower house of the National Congress, for nearly 3 decades. Bolsonaro served as a federal deputy, representing the state of Rio de Janeiro. During his long parliamentary career, Bolsonaro became known for his staunch conservative views. He was an advocate for traditional family values, gun rights, and strong law enforcement. He often spoke out against left-wing ideologies, communism, and what he saw as the moral decay of modern Brazilian society. His speeches were blunt, sometimes inflammatory, and often sparked national controversy. Many dismissed him as a fringe politician until Brazil entered a deep political crisis. In the 2010s, Brazil faced massive corruption scandals, most notably Operation Car Wash, which implicated politicians across the spectrum, including former presidents. The economy suffered, crime rose, and many citizens grew disillusioned with the traditional political elite. Bolsonaro seized this moment. In 2018, running under the Social Liberal Party, he positioned himself as an outsider, a man of the people, and the only one who could clean up Brazilian politics. His campaign promised to fight corruption, reduce crime, revive the economy, and restore national pride. He used social media masterfully, bypassing traditional media outlets to speak directly to voters. In October 2018, Jair Bolsonaro was elected the 38th president of Brazil. His victory stunned the political establishment and energized millions of supporters who believed Brazil needed a strong hand. He took office on January 1, 2019. As President Bolsonaro followed through on many of his promises. He relaxed gun laws, emphasized law and order, and pursued conservative reforms in education and culture. Economically, he supported liberal market policies, tax reforms, and cuts in bureaucracy. However, his presidency was also marked by major controversies. His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic drew international criticism. Bolsonaro downplayed the virus, opposed lockdowns, questioned vaccines, and clashed with governors and health officials. His stance polarized the nation. Supporters praised his defense of freedom and the economy, while critics accused him of negligence and spreading misinformation. Bolsonaro also faced backlash for his environmental policies, especially regarding the Amazon rainforest. Deforestation rose under his watch, and his government was accused of weakening environmental protections. He insisted that Brazil had the right to develop its land, emphasizing national sovereignty. Internationally, aligned Brazil more closely with the United States during Donald Trump's presidency. The two leaders shared similar political styles, and Bolsonaro often expressed admiration for Trump. His foreign policy emphasized nationalism, non-interventionism, and skepticism toward multilateral institutions. Despite controversies, Bolsonaro maintained a strong base of loyal supporters who admired his unapologetic style, religious values, and opposition to political correctness. He frequently held rallies, used live broadcasts to speak directly to citizens, and framed his presidency as a battle between good and evil, patriotism and corruption. In 2022, Bolsonaro ran for re-election. It was a fiercely contested race against Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, the former president who had returned to politics. The election divided Brazil deeply. Ultimately, Bolsonaro lost by a narrow margin, and Lula was declared the winner. Bolsonaro's defeat marked the end of one of the most polarizing presidencies in Brazilian history. In the aftermath, Bolsonaro continued to wield influence. He questioned the election results, drawing comparisons to similar events in other countries. Some of his supporters staged protests and even attempted to storm government buildings in early 2023, echoing global concerns about the erosion of democratic norms. Despite no longer being president, Jair Bolsonaro remains a central figure in Brazilian politics. His ideology, known as Bolsonarismo, continues to shape debates on nationalism, religion, economic liberalism, and culture. His supporters view him as a patriot who challenged the corrupt system. His critics see him as a threat to democracy and human rights. On a personal level, Bolsonaro is married to Michelle Bolsonaro, and the couple has one daughter. He has sons from a previous marriage, several of whom are also involved in politics. Known for his love of sports, especially motorbikes and fishing, Bolsonaro cultivates an image of toughness and masculinity, whether you see him as a hero or a villain. Jair Bolsonaro is undeniably a defining figure of 21st century Brazil. His rise from a military captain to the presidency is a story of ambition, controversy, and the deep divisions within a nation searching for its path. Thank you for watching this episode of Born to Win Legend. If you found Jair Bolsonaro's story compelling, make sure to like, comment, and share. Let us know in the comments who you'd like us to cover next. Until then, keep believing in the power of transformation, because true legends rise not just through popularity, but through conviction and relentless will. ****.